And welcome everybody to today's meteorology segment. Today's daily space weather video will be postponed until further notice. First thing we're looking at is the NASA GOES lightning mapper to see a strong series of storms headed almost due south across Oklahoma. Check it out. Heavy lightning there across most of the state, about to descend into Texas. Here's a real-time lightning map. And let's check and see where the point of least electrical resistance is, courtesy lightningmaps.org, powered by blitzachtung.org. Hey, Dallas, go out and look north. Take some photographs of the cloud tops, because you may see some things up there that you were not expecting, such as pink squids, purple horseshoes, green diamonds, blue things, all kinds of funky stuff going on, emitting UV above those cloud tops. Don't be surprised to see it. And Dallas-Fort Worth, those storms are headed your way as they're going due south. We'll show you the Doppler radar in a moment. First, an atmospheric pressure forecast real quick. Here's the current state of affairs for pressure across planet Earth. And here's where the Euro forecast has pressure tomorrow at There's 12 noon Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow on Sunday the 13th. Quick blurb on climate change. Phys.org's astronomy and space section is great. Phys.org's Earth section is rife with sharticles. Here are some prime examples of some sharticles. I'm not going to really call any of these out in specific. What I'm going to do is just let the headlines scroll and not read any of them to you. Just going to let the headlines scroll for about 1 day's worth of sharticles here on Phys.org's Earth section, and then I'm going to show you some actual data. So since there is a positive feedback mechanism on Earth getting colder, known as the albedo effect, super obvious in the geologic record, that when the planet gets colder, it's driven by snow. Yes, snow raises the Earth's albedo effect, which causes a positive feedback mechanism. The more snow you get, the more light gets reflected back into space, and that is how snowball Earth scenarios happen. Again, it's super obvious in the geologic record. So let's see how much Antarctica's melting. Oh, it's multiple standard deviations below the normal temperature in Antarctica right now. There's the data. You're looking at Kelvin degrees here, and what is that, 6 degrees below the plus or minus 1 standard deviation line there. Continuing on to look at ice thickness and volume. So ice thickness and volume isn't really that high. It's actually a bit on the low side. Here's the latest graph. You can see that black line there. That's 2021. Just barely in the 1 standard deviation area there, which is the shaded region. However, there is some very thick ice still right around the geographic North Pole, as well as north of Greenland. You can see those areas where there is over 4 meters of ice thickness in those locations. And let's take a look at some more data. And I would direct you to Global Cryosphere Watch. Global Cryosphere Watch has a section just on snow, and you may have noticed 4 winters in a row for the Northern Hemisphere with 2 standard deviations above normal snowfall. So here is this past winter, the winter of 2020 to 2021, and you can see once again the peak was over 2 standard deviations above normal. The blue shaded area, that's 1 standard deviation above normal. Let's see where things are now as it stops tracking this largely in the summertime. Let's see, I don't know, the snow extent tracker. Oh, that's more than 1 standard deviation above the 13-year average. And the snow water equivalent is also well over 1 standard deviation, more like 2 standard deviations above normal. Oh my God, the planet is so hot that it's cold. Here's the current snow cover map from NOAA. So I just figured I'd show you some data. You be the judge. You let us know in the comments what you think about climate change. Let's look at some additional current data, some actual facts. Here's a fact. The jet stream is blowing backwards from east to west across the Indian Ocean. As you can clearly see here, there is a coherent jet stream there blowing east to west, which is backwards. Also, we see extreme meridional jet stream flow up here in the northern hemisphere, tripled up jet streams, and some big bends in the southern jet stream, especially areas south of Australia, where the South Geomagnetic Pole happens to be located. Yes, it's left the Antarctic continent entirely, thousands of miles from the geographic South Pole. Here are the surface winds for the eastern world. Let's rotate planet Earth here to look at the surface winds of the west. A powerful low-pressure system here south of Greenland and Iceland, as well as some funky wind ridges here and some calm zones off of the coast of the Outer Banks. Let's look at the jet streams. Here are the jet streams of the western world. And look at the incoherent jet stream in the northern hemisphere, all over the place, broken up jet streams, tripled up jet streams, meridional jet stream flow over the U.S., making for all kinds of bizarre weather, like that system we just showed you moving south into Texas. So here's a U.S. Doppler radar map to show you that, and check it out. Very concentrated system there. Not a whole lot of red on the Doppler radar, but those are expected to be some powerful storms indeed. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. It's too dark to see the cloud layer, especially over places like Oklahoma. We're just seeing first light here in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. If you're wondering where we're located, SMASH staff and I are located right about there in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, just west of New Jersey. Here's what's going on in the water vapor map. And that should give you some insight. You can see that water vapor is moving almost due south just into Texas. And here's a recap of your Doppler radar map. Cold temperatures in Pennsylvania right now. There's the cloud layer once again. And there's the water vapor. And I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho. Thanks for tuning in to our meteorology segment. Don't forget to check out other playlists. Press like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And we'll see you next time here at the SMASH News Network. Least busted name in news.